Hello, hello, hello,
Howdy.
hello. Welcome to our
Just,
minisode.
just, just two of us this week.
We're just doing a minisode again about Green Day, or as they are commonly known, GD. Apparently,
Goddamn.
still better than their old name, Sweet Children.
Yeah.
In my research this week, I was very surprised to find out that it's Green Day's fault that pop punk became very sophomoric and just like cartoonishly childish.
This was news to you?
Yes, I didn't know it was Green Day's fault.
Green Day kind of created Blink 182 by accident, or at
Yeah,
least opened the door for them.
and it's all for the Dookie.
Ugh.
Where do we even? I mean, we're doing this because we did a mini show before about American Idiot versus Father of All Motherfuckers because we thought that was funny. Especially because at one point they apparently wanted to call Father of All Motherfuckers American Idiot Part 2, which would have been a mistake.
Yeah, I mean, making the album already was a mistake.
But it's different. They do different genres this time. It's
I
better.
believe I paid money for some of these songs on Beat Saber.
Oh, but this episode has made me realize how much I actually don't like Green Day.
Uh, I, I like. It made me realize how much I like certain Green Day songs and hate the rest of Green Day.
It made me realize how much there is a Green Day sound and then like a not Green Day sound, but the Green Day sound is like 95% of Green Day songs.
Yeah, like the whole tail end of Dookie. Ooh. Ugh.
It's all just that sound over and over and over.
Yeah, it's like if you could just take a guitar, switch to its bridge pickup, throw it in the dirty channel of a Marshall, play power chords. You're Green Day.
It has to be an E flat, I believe.
Yes, E flat.
And there you go. That's a Green Day song.
Yeah,
It sounds kind of upbeat and it's kind of sarcastic and childish, and there you go.
and you got to do that weird accent that Billy Joe does.
Melodramatic fools.
It's like the opposite of the Tom DeLonge irritating. It's more like a British thing. He for some reason.
It's like British Californian.
Yeah,
The thing too I realize is that I understand that Billy Joe Armstrong is like he's like a punk, he's like an outsider. He's had the cred, right?
yeah,
At the same time, his songwriting makes it seem like he is desperately like a mainstream normie trying to fit in with the outsiders.
yeah,
Not a lot of like sometimes it works okay, but not a lot of it really feels all the way genuine.
yeah. Like Dookie feels like just like middle school the album.
Uh, I guess I was more appreciative of Dookie. I had a Dookie phase in my first year of college. I liked it then.
Dookie has real good songs, but it's really
You know what?
has good songs, but it's really
Inconsistent.
yeah.
Hey, you were like cutting out for that.
I'm being.
Try moving the mic a little closer or something.
How is that?
Try saying inconsistent.
Inconsistent.
There we go. Yeah. See, I felt like Insomniac was kind of the same problem of like I like some of these songs. Other songs here are like not as great. I don't know.
I feel like Insomniac was more consistent.
I feel like you could change my mind. But let's put it that way.
All right,
Let-
because I
Let's keep
like
talking.
there's a lot more good songs on Insomniac if you ask me. Like 86 is just a banger.
86 is
Stewart in the
good.
Avenue.
Panic Song is
Stewart in
also
the
good.
Avenue. Panic Song, Brain Stew, Jaded. That whole 5 song block is just great.
Okay, I'm there with you.
And then you got Geek Stink Breath, which was one of the other singles, and
I
that's
hate the
great.
title, but I'm there.
It's a horrible title.
It's a
Armitage Shanks is a better opener than whatever.
Armitage Shanks is very generic Green Day. I don't care about it.
Yeah, but it opens. It's a better opener than Burnout, if you ask me.
They're both fine, I think. It's whatever.
But with Dookie, you got some of the heavy hitters on.
Like,
There's only like one song that makes it onto like the greatest hits compilation.
I would argue a couple more from Dookie to deserve the credit.
Yeah, like you've got Longview, Welcome to Paradise, Basket Case, When I Come Around, or My Dream Girl Don't Exist.
Yes, those first three, I think those are the highlights, and then My Dream Girl Don't Exist When I Come Around. I think you've ruined that song for me. Like,
wouldn't surprise me.
like My Dream Girl Don't Exist is just so much better.
It is.
Like, it's great that we're doing this to kind of like piggyback on that when we found that out. It's great that we're doing this now.
Yeah. Well, that was me listening, and I'm like, these are the same chords as fucking this fucking When I Come Around.
I think you've already changed my mind, and Insomniac might be better.
Insomniac is much better. It doesn't have the highs that Dookie has,
Right.
but it's more consistent. Like FOD and All By Myself just fucking suck.
Yeah, I mean, don't you love it when they do gag songs at the end? They're not very often good.
Yep.
I think the one gag song I liked was the end of the Welcome to the Black Parade. It was called Blood.
Yeah. I want to take a minute to talk about Mike Dirnt's bass tone on Dookie and how it sounds like absolute Dookie.
What, even on Longview or whatever?
Yeah. On these two albums, he's using his Gibson G3 that got destroyed by the drummer after he knocked over his amp. And what Mike Dirnt's trying to do with the Gibson G3 just isn't what it's suited for. He's trying to play like real articulate, kind of like a defined line, whereas Gibsons are just good for like pushing out the mud on the low end with like the G3, which was like their attempt at like a Fender jazz bass sort of deal. This is some real nerdy shit. I hope you appreciate it.
I mean, I'd probably argue on Dookie at least they maybe didn't have the access to the best technology or the best instruments, maybe.
Well, at the Gibson, like you could pick up a Fender P bass in the '90s for like less than $200, which is what he switched to after he busted the neck
Fair enough.
on the Gibson G3, which is a more expensive bass.
I don't know. I mean, I get knowing how like laissez-faire and like they were living in like a fucking warehouse or whatever at certain points.
Yeah.
At least Billy Joe was. I wonder how much money they really had to spend on that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, he switched to a Kramer, which was like an aluminum neck, like in the interim for some reason. So he must have had some money.
Like, I think by the time Dookie comes around, they get some money. But before that.
Yeah. Yeah. But trying to play clear articulate parts on a Gibson is like trying to cut your beard with a chainsaw. Yeah, you can get the job done, but it's not going to be the best job.
I was reading that apparently they came up with the bass line for Longview while on LSD.
Wouldn't surprise me.
At least one of them was.
Some very drug-fueled albums.
Yeah. I mean, I figure that's why you picked those albums, because the bass line is noticeable.
Yeah, and the reason I picked these two albums to like shoot out is because they recently released a pedal MXR that was like the Dookie drive or something, and it had a blend knob on it that lets you switch from Dookie to Insomniac.
Like the mixes, like how they mix them.
Yeah, for the guitar tone.
Huh. Interesting.
Let me find the MXR.
So.
Oh, they fucking rehoused it so that it's got the fucking gross.
So this week also made me realize my own mortality, because Geek Stink Breath, I have to fucking say it right, debuted on Saturday Night Live the day I was born. For the first time ever anywhere, before it was even recorded. December 3rd, 1994. What a day. You got the launch of the PlayStation in Japan. You got the debut of Geek Stink Breath on Saturday Night Live. You got the birth of Jake T. Austin, who is the voice of Go Diego Go. And you got me.
Yeah.
All wonderful, great things. all equal. I have just as much cultural relevance as the PlayStation.
That's a great sentence.
But yeah, I'm as old as a Green Day song, a very specific Green Day song about being a meth head. So
It's always fun.
yeah. I'm struggling to find a lot to talk about in a way because I did not enjoy these as much as I enjoyed listening to American Idiot and Father of All Motherfuckers. Because Father of All Motherfuckers was not great to listen to, but it was like kind of shocking and how not great to listen to it was.
Yeah.
The American Idiot, I think, is the best album they've ever done.
Yeah, well, I think it might be a toss-up between American Idiot and Boulevard of Broken Dreams. Then again, I saw them live on the Boulevard of Broken Dreams tour. So.
Well, that's a song, right?
Not Boulevard. Fucking 21st Century Breakdown.
Well, we'll probably get that when we do that versus Revolution Radio or something.
Something. We got some options. We also want to do their fucking whatever it's called.
Yeah, other side projects. Yeah.
Which the network.
And then they got the other one where they do like their garage rock band, the Foxborough Hot Tubs or something.
The Foxborough Hot Tubs.
We could do both of those or something like that.
Yeah.
I am struggling to reconcile the fact that Dookie won a Grammy for Best Alternative Album.
It doesn't surprise me.
Like, I can't believe that this was an album that was so like culturally shifting.
And all of the punk rock dudes fucking hated it.
Like, it's pop punk. The pop punk wasn't really a thing back then. I can appreciate they were doing something different that was more accessible, but only like a handful of the songs are truly worth the admission price.
Yeah, the four we listed earlier: My Dream Girl Don't Exist, Basket Case, Longview, and Welcome to Paradise.
I think in the end was okay. It was kind of short and nice. I don't know.
Linkin Park's better.
I feel like the Beach Goons song kind of did the same thing, but better as well.
Yeah.
But for being the cultural touch point of pop punk being like a cultural force, it's really Dookie. Really, everybody?
Yeah, the edgy masturbation jokes.
He said masturbation in a song. Maybe, like, can you, like... It's hard to believe that in the 90s there was still, like, a way you could shock people by putting a word in a song, almost.
I mean, at the time, it wasn't even the first song to do it. I mean, you had I Touch Myself by the Divinals. And
like, I'm glad we're finally past that point. Like, I mean, you got WAP, and people are shocked by that, but, like, it's not that shocking. Just
owning himself on that was just the funniest fucking shit ever.
Yeah. Like, the reaction to WAP is, like, nothing. Like, it was fine. Like, who even cares? Like,
yeah,
it's a fine song. I like it. But, like,
I haven't listened to it yet.
Like, I would assume, I would hope most people are just kind of done with the whole, oh, they're saying this, they're saying that. Like, there have been so many fucked up songs and ideas out there. Like, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, Basket Case is the clear classic. Dookie.
Definitely.
Like, that is...
Have you heard the mashup that somebody did of that and fucking Fireflies?
No.
And they also throw in Gangster's Paradise.
I could see it. I kind of curious.
I'll link it and you can listen to it later.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Also, is Basket Case the first time Billy Joe referenced being bi in a song?
The line where he like I went to a whore sort of deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so, maybe.
Like that's nice at least.
Yeah.
I he has, you know, it's about having a panic disorder. I can kind of relate with that.
Yeah, me too.
I can relate.
The colorized music video for that was real cool because they filmed it in black and white and just hand colored it.
Yeah. Like I can relate with like individual parts of the album.
Yeah.
But it's all just kind of gussied up in this very kind of off-putting, like, Like it's like a teenage, 13-year-old kind of album.
Yeah.
Which is,
It's like that meme that Riddle posted a while ago about the sky is just what is going through a 13-year-old's head when he eats extra sticks.
I mean, extra mozzarella sticks are more exciting than Dookie.
Yeah, you're right.
I'd be much more excited as a 13-year-old to get the extra mozzarella sticks at like Olive Garden or whatever.
Well, the last time I had mozzarella sticks, I was absolutely shithouse.
I'm trying to look at the track listings here. If I sound bored, I apologize. This was not the most enjoyable experience for me.
And he also got up.
I mean, yeah, but like I was like listening to Dookie and Insomniac back to back. I was like, oh god, I really realized how much I don't like Green Day.
Yeah.
Like having to get through the first half of the album to get to like a song I genuinely liked, like 86, like a song that did something different, like Panic Song. And that's like you kind of start to appreciate Geek Stink Breath, and Brat is kind of a fun, almost self-referential. Like Brat is kind of the target audience here. But yeah, it's like you get that whole section, and then you get shit like Walking Contradiction, which I got it. You're a walking contradiction. Every line you say is gonna be a contradiction. And you're just gonna keep walking through the song. It's so fucking clever.
Yeah. It's Green Day. You get what you get with Green Day.
I would have really liked if they had called Insomniac the original album, or the original title they had, which was Jesus Christ Supermarket.
That's a fucking title.
I would have loved that.
That's fucking great.
Like the whole album would be different if that was the title of it.
Yeah, it'll hit a little edgier.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing to compare them to is, of course, American Idiot, which has the same problem, I think, overall of like
Green Day sound.
Green Day sound. The sincerity is kind of all over the place.
They get a little more experimental with American Idiot. Like there's that one like Arabic sounding tune in it.
Yeah, and I also know it's kind of like a deconstruction of the whole punk image, and like he's a slacker who becomes punk because he has nothing else to do, and then he just goes on with his life. That's like a whole very Gen X thing too, which I've come to realize how much I really do not like the whole the generalized Gen X attitude of like, yeah, shit's fucked up, but whatever, just go with it. Who fucking cares?
That's also kind of the Gen Z kind of attitude towards it now.
I think Gen Z is a little bit smarter about it. They had the millennials who are just self-deprecating and like fatalistic, but like good-natured about it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, haha, I'm probably gonna die, but it's gonna be fine. They actually want to change things and not just go on with life being bored or like whatever.
Yeah.
Just accepting society as it is. Like, no, fuck that.
Yeah, like I've got friends who were out rioting and shit like that. I would have if I wasn't working.
It's like it reminds me of Fight Club, which is itself like a Gen X touch point of like, all the baby boomers were like the kids of the 60s and went on to be the executives of the 80s,
Yeah.
And they kind of turned their back, and I think Gen X also was there turning their back the whole time, in a sense. Like, yeah, they were super into punk, but like, look where it got them. We got South Park out of it.
And that's about the only good thing.
I mean, some 90s stuff is nice. I don't know. Like, I appreciate some of it, but a lot of the 90s culture is very much just like insensitive to other people. Very self-centered, fuck you, I got mine.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the same thing here in a way.
You're not wrong.
Like, how am I supposed to care about a lot of this when, like, I mean, A, when something like Sassafras Rose is just bland as fuck. And then...
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm not burning out, I'm just, whatever the fuck the line is, I have to look it up. I wrote it down. I'm not growing up. I'm just bigger now, I think is the line. Like, yeah, you sure are. You sure just the same as you were when you were 13. I don't know.
I don't know. I can appreciate the line "I'm not growing up. I'm just bigger now" because like I do a lot of dumb shit that I would do that if I was a kid I could see myself doing.
That's fair. I mean, in like a larger sense, like, yeah, I've never had that thing where it's like, I am 20 something now and I feel different than I did when I was 16 and I feel different than I did when I was younger. It's like, I've been kind of the same person.
Yeah.
Just shit's really changed.
Yeah. Like
Right?
I've been treating myself like a kid lately because I've just been indulging my hobbies because there's nothing else to really do in the world right now.
No, just kind of do what you do to make yourself happy as everything else goes to shit.
Yeah, just watch the world crumble around us while I play Mario Galaxy.
Yeah, I bought that collection today because it was available, and B, it's like, you know what? It's probably gonna go up in price once it's out of circulation.
Yeah, it'll appreciate.
Nintendo is good at that.
Yep.
So, I was reading about how Brain Stew and I think Jaded as well. They were re-recorded and included on the album for the '98 Godzilla movie.
That was like one of the shitty ones, wasn't it?
That was the shitty one with Matthew Broderick. Like
I only saw the one from like 2014.
that one's okay. I like it all right.
Yeah.
I
They advertised Bryan Cranston and then killed him off immediately.
which I really respect, honestly.
Yeah, I love stuff like that.
I mean, the Japanese ones are obviously better because they know what to do with the
Oh, yeah.
character. But yeah,
They're just fun to watch. Fun to watch a giant dude in a rubber suit beat up on a fucking cardboard city.
but Brain Stew is also like part of the whole post 9/11 Clear Channel, like these songs shouldn't be played on the radio anymore thing. It's like, what the fuck did Brain Stew do to you? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what's so wrong with it. Like, it's not like a System of a Down situation where I think that's a little bit more understandable why they would be so up in arms about that. Even then, fuck that. But it's like, oh, why don't we just ban Revolution by the Beatles? Why don't we just ban Stairway to Heaven?
Yeah, when you start diving into that, it just ends up getting shittier and shittier, and you realize how just weird the boundaries are. It's like, okay, if this gets by, why isn't this getting by? Like one I saw a post on Reddit. It's like I can listen like there's a rap song and they censor every instance of weed, but I can listen to Cocaine by Eric Clapton in its entirety on the radio.
Because it's a classic. It's weird.
Yeah.
Green Day, just a joke for weed anyway.
I never put that together.
Apparently, having a Green Day is when you sit around and just smoke weed all day. Kind of like Longview.
Makes sense. It's not something I've ever done. But
I have better things to do with my time.
yeah, I've wasted Saturdays doing better stuff, but still wasted.
Like playing video games, of course.
Yeah.
Things are actually do things and get stuff done.
Yeah. My 26 platinum trophies came themselves.
Exactly. You know, if we ever do the album Kerplunk, we'll have to come back to Welcome to Paradise because it's just a re-recording.
Can we talk about how both Kerplunk and Dookie are both shit terms?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the joke, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like incredibly middle schoolian.
Yeah. Nimrod is kind of the same thing, but just more of just an insulting term.
Yeah, Nimrod has like only one song off of it I can remember, if I'm gonna be honest.
Is it the one I think it is?
Fucking Minority.
Oh, I mean, it has the Time of Your Life as well.
Oh yeah, that one too. I think their other album.
I don't think Minority's on Nimrod.
It's not on Nimrod. King for a Day. I can remember that one. I'm looking at the line. Hitchin' a Ride, I kind of remember. Oh, did they fucking start Nice Guys Finish Last? Because that's the first song off of. Did they start that shit? Can we thank Green Day for the incel move?
I would like to say probably not, but probably. Oh god. Imagine being the band that changes culture, but just everything you do is just wrong.
Well, that reminds me. There's a great Reply All episode about the woman who created the term incel.
Yeah.
And it wasn't supposed to be like. It was supposed to be like almost like an asexual term, kind of. But then it got hijacked by the dipshits.
Not surprising.
Like that's how like the Donald subreddit started off. It was originally a parody satire subreddit, and into a real Donald Trump supporting subreddit.
Yeah. The minority is on warning.
You know, for one of like the top pop punk bands, they have very few albums.
They have a good amount. Like
Kerplunk was their second album. What was their first one? I don't think it's
39 Smooth.
1039 Smooth That Happy Slappy Hours.
No, that's like a compilation of everything. It was originally called 39 Smooth. 1039 is like combining that with their first EPs.
Makes sense.
Yeah, we'll have to do that at some point just to understand where they began when they were even younger.
Should we also do that? Because you gotta remember, they were like our age when recording this, weren't they?
They were probably our age when they were recording like Insomniac or something.
Yeah, because yeah, Billy Joe born in '72, I want to say.
Yeah.
Bill.
So, well, he's probably my age when he was recording Nimrod. He's probably your age or somewhere in there.
Yeah, recorded my age during Dookie.
Yeah,
which makes sense.
I mean, the sad thing is that like for all the changes they made, like Father of All Motherfuckers shows that they really have not advanced as much as you'd hope.
Yeah.
I like how the first talk about Green Day was more me ranting about Father of All and how good American Idiot is, and this one's just being depressed about Green Day just not being as good as you remember.
Yeah, well, hopefully I can kind of like I'm gonna spoil what I'm doing next week.
Okay.
We do our OCs thing. I'm doing the Liquids Hot Licks Revenge.
Right.
And that's like a old '80s throwback album for like it's recorded in 2018. Punk throwback, and I think that'll rekindle some of like the punk rock love between us.
I mean, compared to stuff we've done before, like the Adolescence, that album, like for all its problems, is still like classic punk, like punk.
The Liquids is very Adolescent.
And like the Adolescence was like a similar thing of being very young and very angry, but like I think they just kind of did it better.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like I guess I can appreciate that Dookie was a big deal, but
yeah, Insomniac less so.
But Insomniac kind of won out, but Dookie is kind of just one of those things you kind of leave behind in the '90s because, well, it only spoke to that time period.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, when I was 18, 19, I had my Dookie phase. I grew out of my Dookie phase. I still have personal attachment to Longview. Aska Case is still alright. Welcome to Paradise is at least catchy. I don't understand what the big deal is about She. She was very generic to me.
It was. Yeah, I guess that's Green Day for the part.
I wish we had more to say. In a way.
Yeah.
I'm kind of disappointed.
Green Day, we're just disappointed.
Yeah, you know, we still like you. Just it wasn't, you know, you look back at the art choices you made, and sometimes you get a gold star, and that gold star stays on the paper, and sometimes you just got to rip it off and throw it in the trash.
Sometimes the gold is brass and it tarnishes.
That's a better analogy. Yeah, sometimes your mom just sticks the art on the refrigerator because she genuinely loves it, and then when she stares at herself 6 months later and realizes you drew her fat or something, and she starts hating it, or like when your dad just sees that he's just all about tools and doesn't interact with his child at all in the picture, and he gets very depressed about that, you know.
And starts drinking again.
That's kind of the Dookie Insomniac reaction I have. People who think Basket Case is the best pop punk song ever do not understand what pop punk is. Says me, who was born after pop punk was popular, really.
Yeah. Pop punk doesn't really exist anymore.
I mean, it had its like 15-year phase, more or less.
Yeah. Like, you can argue that like My Chemical Romance is kind of like a form of pop punk.
Right. That was kind of the end all of it.
Yeah, but you don't see any new pop punk pop up.
I mean, Panic has just become whatever Panic does.
That's just Brendan at the Uris.
He's tickling those Uris.
Yep.
Oh, you got like Never. No, what is it? I don't remember all the fucking names of those bands.
Never Say Shout. What are you gonna say?
Never Say Never. That's kind of pop punk, but not really. I mean, Christopher Drew is just doing whatever he wants. I was thinking more of like My Bloody Valentine, but is that pop punk or is that just like screamo at that point? I don't know.
I feel like the punk scene is kind of like shifted into more of the King Gizzard OCs kind of sound.
And if it's not that, then it's stuff like Beach Goons.
Yeah.
It's just trying to find it where you can get it.
Or even into more like your Petite Leagues.
I wish Petite League was as popular as all that.
Yeah, Petite League needs to, like, they have, like, honestly, there's so much good there, but they're just undermarketed. They need like one TikTok hit.
I mean, Lorenzo seems to do all right for himself.
Yeah.
Like, he seems to be living life. I don't know if he has like a day job or anything, but
he probably.
Hopefully it's a part-time. I would hope that Petite League is successful enough to get some money from it.
Yeah, I bought a T-shirt from.
I bought a T-shirt as well.
Yeah, there's still one of those in my size that's on the website that they bought extra, and I'm debating buying it, but I'm still in New York, and I really don't want to walk around in New York wearing a T-shirt that says defund the NYPD.
Just have it to have it. Have it because it's Lorenzo G. Cook.
Yeah, it's got that red drawn on the front of it.
Imagine
the pizza oven and the apple.
Imagine instead of working with U2 on stuff, Billy Joe Armstrong and Green Day just went the Petite League Lorenzo way of just like being genuine about like stuff and like issues.
Yeah.
Because like when I heard that Green Day like worked with U2 on stuff, I can't remember what it was. I'm gonna look it up. Like that just made so much sense to me. They're kind of cut from the same cloth in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, they recorded a cover of The Saints Are Coming. Something.
Yeah.
Whatever that is. And when we bag on Bono for being Bono, but like Green Day became just it's despite not giving up its punkness, it fit in with that arena rock of the 2000s that was just very much what U2 became and all that shit.
Yeah.
Like they're officially about issues, but do you ever see them actually doing stuff or like I don't know. Like you said, I'm not mad, just all around disappointed, and I don't think we should drag this out much longer.
No. And a bit of a rant here. Fuck the conservative is the new punk sort of deal. The new punk is just doing what you want.
Yeah.
And being inclusive and supporting others that are outside.
Like saying conservative is the new punk is just like being a reactionary because like, oh, everyone's like being acceptive and like doing punk stuff now, so the new punk is just doing the opposite.
Sometimes you gotta lick the boot to be the one that gets the boots licked.
It's like, no, you misunderstand what punk is about. Then I would. Everyone has a justification for what they do, in the end.
Yeah.
And it's all thanks to Joey Ramone, isn't it?
Yeah, it was him or one of the guys from the Sex Pistols or the whole '70s kind of punk deal. They used to like wear a swastika shirt on stage.
And yeah, that's why punk also became full of shitheads, is because it was courting that kind of stuff.
The aggressive dudes that just wanted to fight. Skinheads were originally like working class individuals, and then they got taken over by the Nazis, and now you have like sharps, skinheads against racial prejudice.
Like even adolescents even had a song about like the people who just fight at their concerts. It's like, oh, what is it? Is it self-destruct or rip it up or something? I don't remember.
Something like that.
It's like, why are you doing this? Just just get the fuck out of here.
Then you got Laura Jane Grace on her Twitter, bashing transphobes pretty much.
I mean, that's what the real punk frontier is.
Yeah.
Accepting different identities and trying to find non-straight white male punk acts and stuff.
Yeah.
Not that straight white men can't also do punk and have that kind of stuff be around, but like, let's keep expanding. Let's keep doing more.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with expanding and finding new identities and that sort of thing.
And just accepting more and more different kinds of people doing the stuff that you're used to or you want to see more of, but better or different.
Definitely.
Like, I think the reason we kind of been relegating Green Day to these special episodes is like, yeah, Green Day is important, but Green Day is also just kind of mainstream normie now. Like, there's so much better stuff to talk about in regular episodes.
Yeah, like, we wouldn't want to waste an episode on talking about American Idiot, because it's like, yeah, it's a good album, but it's pop punk. That's about it. Whereas this, we can kind of go more in depth on and like just talk about like societal impact, stuff we couldn't do on a normal.
Yeah, because like when I did Welcome to the Black Parade for an episode, it did not go over super well. Like it was all like I think y'all liked it, but it was not like the reaction I was hoping for, which was like a genuine like deep dive into it. But that's okay.
Yeah, like our regular episodes aren't really well suited for deep dive. That's why we have to do like multiple episodes on a band before we can like really get a feel for.
Yeah.
Like with OCs, we only did Carry On Crawler, The Dream, and we've barely scratched the surface.
Yeah. Like when we do like 3 more King Gizzard episodes, then we'll be deep in the shit for sure.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
We'll just be at the end of the time. We'll just be making more episodes about the OCs and King Gizzard.
Yeah.
And those will be more albums that we'll just uncover somewhere in a field. They'll be just old albums we'll have to convert to digital to listen to.
Yeah, well, John Dwyer of the OCs has done so much shit.
Yeah.
Fucking Coach Whips, Pickin' Browns. He's done a death metal album. But I always find it hilarious that in 2004, when OC2 released, the first song on it is like this real slow acoustic jam.
Mm-hmm.
2 years later, there's a video of him on YouTube literally beating the shit out of somebody's guitar at a punk game.
Beating the shit out of somebody's guitar or somebody with a guitar?
Somebody with a guitar.
Oh wow, so he has this angry side, huh?
Yeah, well, that was when he was in his speed days.
Oh.
And according to him, it was somebody, and the band, it was somebody that like really.
You're cutting up. What was that?
And according to him and the band members, it was somebody who really deserved it.
Oh.
I mean, if you're going to a hardcore show, you kind of expect that.
It's kind of a mood right now for just the world as a whole.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is there much else to say at this point?
We're just disappointed in Green Day. About it.
Is there ever a point now that we've done American Idiot where we're not going to be disappointed with Green Day?
I don't know. Maybe if we have no bead on their other 2 groups like Foxborough Hot Tubs Network.
Right.
We might not be disappointed with them.
Yeah, I suppose you're true. You're right. Well, I guess we'll find out. But until then, I've been Dominic. You can catch me at tiltingwindmillstudios.com. I mean, do you want to are we just in agreement that Insomniac is better?
Yeah, Insomniac's better.
All right, and then you can catch me on Twitter at DACICHRCKI. I write, I do stuff. Check me out.
I've been Tricks. You can catch me on Twitter at procrastinator_. I also have a YouTube channel where I do bass stuff, and yeah, Riddle and stuff will be in the description. And we can catch all of us at the whatchamacallit, Dissonant Waves, that space, and at Dissonant.
And Dissonant Waves on Twitter, yeah. Next week, hopefully we'll be back to normal episodes where we're doing OCs, Ace Swayze and the Ghosts, and the comparison of Calpurnia and the Aubreys. But, until then, that's it for us. Unless you have something else to say about Green Day, but
I regret going to a concert of theirs when I was like 11 or 12.
That's all we need. Have a good night, everybody. Happy Saturday, Sunday.